Alright, so boom. I'm prepping these boards to hold myself accountable, to create these artworks, and develop these works for an exhibition. And so these are all compressed wood, MDF, that you will find for like cabinetry, that kind of wood. And they're super absorbent. They'll swell if they get too wet and don't have anywhere to air out. So I'm sealing them with this high hiding Valspar primer. I did some studies using this material for the Hamplo. Cute. So these are some studies. I did some studies of this size that are they've been primed all the way around. So I primed them front and back 3 times to get a nice full protective coat all the way around, and even on the edges 3 coats. So 3 coat everything. I think it's like a bare minimum. It really is, might be the bare minimum. I don't know. See how they last for 500 years. But see, I'm getting these prepped. Don't know when I'm gonna get started on them. I still got 3 smaller works I want to work on. I want to do study-wise as far as compositions and how I want to map those out, and just getting practice with working with the subject matter, materials, and the references I have. Might have just seen me put this down here in this bag. So as opposed to brushing this on with a paintbrush to get a nice even coat, nice even consistent coat. I got this small, what kind of roller? Sponge roller, and I've been using that. So I used the same thing on those 3. I tested those out. I did those, towards the end of last year, 2019. So I'm happy with the consistency of the material and the way the paint moves on it. Painting on it with acrylics. So just going back and doing it with this. All right, I put this in this bag just to. These take an hour to dry, or before you can apply another layer. So to dry to the touch, and that's based on the rules of the materials. So I wanted to make sure I really did with this work. It's probably the most seriously prepared work that I'm trying to develop. Which I guess anytime I've prepared a series of work, I've done it that way. So my last series of work, similar thing, probably primed them. I can't remember. I can't recall. This piece that's up here, if you can see that, that's all primed. Did like 2 layers of pretty decent layers of primer on it. I mean, gesso. So that's gesso, and this is an acrylic, latex primer. And then I got my Agents at Play series. When I developed that series, they were all prepared, very similarly across the board. So I'm using the same type of wood on the majority of the pieces for this. I also have some other wood that I have to that I'm going to work on, but I trust in this product to work on that as well. So yeah, this is where we are. And if you want to book my show, please let me know. We'll have it. I got the study images. Now I really want to be working on. I started this art business challenge, and so I don't think it's actually in the program this time, but there's resources on it for developing exhibition proposals, things like that. I have one written, so then I'll just be able to use that and tweak the one I have if I need to. Might already be golden, but this is what I got going on in the studio. It's Friday night. I don't know what I was gonna do today, but I have this on my list of things to do for the weekend. So when I get started now, It's still early enough. It looks like it's late because it's dark, but it's still early enough to get busy. So I can probably get this 3 coats on tonight. I did this, started this around 7, so another coat at 8, another coat at 9. I have the fronts done, and then I can flip, maybe do another one 10, 11, 12. I might be able to coat all 3 of these tonight. See if I push myself to do that. I ate some dinner tonight. What else? Dang, this really could be an episode of Off Topic, I guess. You saw me I poured this on for the roller, see how that goes, as opposed to having to, whatever. It's just about fast application in that regard. Yeah, man, this is for Cuba. Had a really awesome experience there. Really looking to bring that story and that experience to life through these works. That one I showed earlier was a study piece, but it could go for, don't get it twisted, it could go for real show work. Depending on the venue that I get an exhibition in, those works might be presented or exhibited. Just depending on the space, because once the show is up, who knows. But that's where I am. You around, I'm around. It's a good time. This is what the studio gets like. So I got a piece on the canvas that I'm reluctant to speed through now. That I got through a lot of this up here. I'm gonna pan the camera up now. I ain't talked about it much, but we're here now. Boom, man, I got like 6 minutes. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and catch the whoop. Alright, so boom. I don't know what to say. So I stand proudly beside it. Right, yeah, so this is a painting I've been working on for a special exhibition. And I started with the background layers. Boom, did that. It all started with a sketch. And then I hit with the sketch of the figure so I could figure out where everything went. And then I already had my colors chosen for my digital sketch. So, a lot of going through a process like this is, there's small moments of bravery that you got to go through. So like putting that first color on there, just really like running with it, especially with mine, like process wise, it's like, is it going to turn out the way I expected it, or is it going to turn out something different? Do I need to get new colors or mix new colors or use what I already have? And I just decided to use what I already have, and I like what I got. One of those big challenges was knowing what I had digitally. And wondering if it was going to translate exactly, because color looks different on digital devices. You can learn that in a color theory course at any institution. But so yeah, built my background, got to the second level with the painting, and then once I started mapping out my lights and my darks, right, that's what I really did. So I did my lights and darks there, mapped them out on here, painted them, and started just making some color decisions and just moving through it and allowing the paint that I have to work itself. This was a fun part here. I feel like I talked about this in another video, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. But yeah, just throwing colors on, and after a while making decisions on putting colors in places based on where the entirety of the project will end up, versus where the balance of the painting is currently. So at one point I had all this bright red down here compared to everything else, just popping out. It was really strong, which would have drawn attention away from what's happening maybe up here, because the colors are a lot more neutral, or the little bit of yellow that's back there isn't as prominent as these reds. So I decided to pop in a couple of reds just to draw your attention to some of that. I'll probably hit that with another layer or two just to give it a little bit more pop. And then added some of these dark values, like this blue here, to kind of draw your attention down or make a connection between that and knowing where the blues will end up by the end of this painting, just wanting to place them in certain places. So that's where this painting is at right now. And I'm trying to decide how detailed I want to get. Like I want to put some beads here for a wristband, or some wrist braids, wrist beads, some wrist beads there. Maybe detail this chain here, and that's probably it. But I want to make sure I do it, you know. And being that I just verbalize it, I'm probably going to come back later tonight and be working on that, like in between my hour of working on those. Probably come back and hit this and start putting some colors on there, just making decisions and watching it move forward. I got time to get this done, but you know, it's just a really exciting process. So that's that video. Probably going to be in the shorts so shortly, so that's what it's going to be. I'll holla at y'all. MBEY out of here. I know I'm still on camera. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to get around here and do this.